So hi everyone, good evening guys, all of you. Right, some audible. Okay, right. Yes. So come to in the last session we came out cross join. Okay. So guys, here we said the cross join is said to join two or more than two tables without any condition. Okay, it's called as a cross join. But in cross join mechanism, guys, here how it was going to be working here. Okay, now how it was work. When we use cross join, okay, in between two tables, okay, or in between tables, okay, how the cross join will work, okay, and how it was comparing the data without any condition. Because as of now, the previously what it was happened, the previous joins, if you want to check out here, so we given some conditions are, we given some conditions. So whatever the condition was given by user, so based on the conditions, okay, now the data will be verified here. The data will be verified here. But come to in the cross join, we are not using any conditions here. So we said here without any condition we call it. So when we want to use cross join, okay, without any condition, then how it was comparing your tables data. Okay, now so how it was comparing your tables data. So that is what, okay, we have some doubt. So that what we can say guys here in cross join, without condition, even though the data can be verified, how it is means, okay, each row, okay, now, so each row of a table is comparing with the each row of another table, another table. So now here, how it was comparing without any condition. Okay, it means that it was comparing without condition. Okay, each row of a table is comparing with each row of another table. So for example, if a table is having, if a table is having, okay, here m number of rows, guys, for example, having m number of rows, and then another table is having another table is having here, okay, n number of rows, okay, n number of rows, then 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 the cross join will join how it is means, then cross join, okay, will get them, okay, we'll get here m cross n rows, so m cross n rows. So now this is the cross join working nature, guys. Okay. So if your table is having n number of rows and another table is having n number of rows, then cross join will get here m cross n. For example, here m is equals to, suppose I have it 3, and here n is equals to, we have a number of rows 4. So now m cross n is equals to what it was happening, guys, here. The 3 cross 4 is equals to 12 times, that means 12 rows will be, okay, comparing here and joins your data. Okay, now? So this is what we called as, guys, here the cross join, okay, without the condition, how the data can be compared means in such a way it will be comparing here. So that's why it is called as a cross product also, we can say. The product 3 into 4 production. Okay, so it will do some multiplication here. 3 into 4, then 12 times it will be joins your rows. Okay, now that is what we call as a cross join. So let me come out to see some examples on cross join. Okay. And let me see guys here, in the last session, we have created two tables here, the course and student table. So these are the two tables we designed in the last session. Okay, so the course table is having here 3 rows, and here student table is having here 4 rows. So when I want to perform my cross join on these two tables of data, then how it will be what means. So simple, if I want to show, so select a star from, okay, I will take a student, okay, so cross join, and we will call it as a course. So when I was given, just here observe, I'm just passing my cross join key and statement in between two tables here, but I'm not passing any kind of here conditions are not given here. So I'm not giving any conditions here. Without condition, just I was applying my cross join statement in between two tables here. And once I just go to come and execute it here, so now we can see how it will be joining me. So the 3 into 4, total 12 times it will be joins to this. It's at 12 times. So like you can see, the one, it was 1, 1, okay, 2, 1, 4, 1, okay, again 1, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, 4, 2, again 1, 3, 1, 3, 3, okay, 2, 3, and 4, 3. So this is called as a student information, and this is called a course. So each row to row will be compared here, and in this comparison, total 12 times data can be, okay, rows can be joined. Okay, now so here Smith, Ellen, Ward, Jones. So these are the 4 students. These 4 students are comparing with the one only. Again, here the same students again, Smith, Allen, Ward, Jones. They are comparing with the second row. And same students, Smith, Allen, Ward, Jones. They're comparing with the third. So each row to row, it will be joins together. Each row to row, it will be joins together. So like this, the 3 into 4, total 12 times it will be joined here. Okay, no? Fine. But guys here, okay, this is okay. So row to row comparison is happening. But what is the use of this cross join? Okay, so how I can use it, this cross join means there are some situations are there, like you can see the comparisons. Okay, for example, now one more example you can see. For example, in my table, the first of all, 2 tables I'm creating guys here. So create table, the table name is, okay, items 1, and your serial number, and your item name, and the item price I'm taking now. Okay, so this is one table guys here. I'm going to design this table. Okay, fine. After designing here, okay, then later to inserting some data into this items 1 table. So I'm sending some values here. The serial number 1 and the item name is, for example, okay, pizza, and this cost was 150 rupees. And the second item is, we can say, is a burger, and this item is 80 rupees. So now these are the 2 items I inserted into my table guys here. That's fine. So I inserted the 2 items into items 1 table. So this is one new table we prepared here. In the same to same, the second table I'm creating here. So items 2, and we are passing serial number. So item name, okay, the varchar of size, and price, it was taken money. So when come to this second table, we are going to be designed here. Okay, that's the table was designed successfully, and we inserted into items 2 information now. So here also few values I'm inserting now. So serial number 101, and here I will take a Pepsi. Okay, it's at 20 rupees. And one more thing, 102. Suppose Coca-Cola. So it will take 25 rupees. Okay, this is second item. So these second items list also I inserted into my table. Okay, now, so finally, come to the 2 tables of items 1 and the second table is called as a items number 2. Okay, these are the two sample tables we have it here to execution. Now, based on these two tables guys here, now I need to perform some operations. What kind of operations? For example, okay, in my shop, there are two items list was there. This is items one list. In the list one, pizza, burger is there. In the list two, Pepsi and Coca-Cola. So in this two combination of items, if any customer can combine or can order any combination, they can order. Okay, now suppose one customer is came, he was selected one item from items one list and selected with the combination of Pepsi. So one item he was pick up from items one table, one item he was pick up from items two table. So this combination, the people can be ordered. So now pizza, somebody pizza with combination of Pepsi, they can order. So one more customer came, they can order pizza with the combination of Coca-Cola. So any two combination of items they can order. Okay, na? Any two kind of items they can order. So that's their wish. Okay, now. So other customer will come. He was order burger and Pepsi, and burger with the Coca-Cola. Any combination they can order from these two items tables. So at this moment, whatever the combination the person can order, the based on that combination, I will be generate here bill. The bill amount I need to generate. Okay, now. So how it was going to be write your example? Okay, means by using of cross, right? You can see. So select I1 dot item name, comma. Okay, I1 dot price, comma. I2 dot item name, comma. I2 dot price. Okay, so comma. I1 dot price plus I2 dot price. Okay, so that I want to show as a total amount. That will show is a total amount. Okay, now right. And from items one, I1 is called as what? Alias name. And cross join items number 2, I2. So this is what now the cross join. So your I1 and I2, these are called alias names we call. And based on that alias names, I'm calling item name, price from items one table. I'm calling these two items. From which table? The items one table. And these two columns I'm calling from items two table. Okay, two tables I'm using. And later from items one table, price column plus items two table, price column, I need to add. And this will be, I will show as a total amount. Okay, right. So now we are observed, I'm using cross join, but I'm not using any condition here. Okay, so without condition, this is I'm going to execute it now. So what it was happen, guys, here you can see. Suppose any one customer, the first customer is K. He order pizza 150 rupees with the combination Pepsi. Okay, 20 rupees. Then total amount 150 plus 20, 170. Suppose here burger. So one more customer is came. This customer is order burger with combination of Pepsi. And these two prices will be 100. And one more customer is came. He was order pizza with the combination of Coca-Cola. And he's a total amount of bill 175. Like a burger 80 rupees. Okay, and with the combination of Coca-Cola, 25 rupees and 105. So any two items combination can order by customer from these two tables. So pizza and Pepsi, burger, Pepsi combination, pizza, Coca-Cola, burger, Coca-Cola combination. Okay, now. So based on the combination of your items, here our logic is written. Here our logic is written. Okay, now. So that is what. So the logic how to write means based on your requirement basis, we can write our logic. So my logic is what now? So there are two items tables are there. In this two items table, if any customer, any combination of items, they will be chosen from this two table, then how to generating the two items bill. Okay, now. So this is as per our requirement basis, we return. So this is what now cross join advantage, guys. So like this, you can go to without condition, but even though you can perform some operations when you generating bills, yes or no? So whenever you want to generate bills, in that cases, cross-join mechanisms are very help us. In that cases, cross-join mechanisms are very help us. Okay, now. So this is cross-join how the people are using. Okay, simple example, one example. So in that case, that means nowadays generally you can see the computerized bills are there nowadays. The nowadays computerized bills, how they prepare the software means how they prepare software as per the bill amount, they will be prepared software. Okay, so we don't know the customers how they can purchase, but in the each and every logic we have to write. Okay, the customers can purchase any kind of items. So the based on the situation, based on your the business related to operation related to logic. So we are going to be writing, okay, by using of cross join to generating some bills. Okay, now. So in that cases, cross join will be help us. Okay, right. And the next one is, guys, here some more examples I was given practically practicing purpose in the documentation. Okay, now that you have to check out. And later, guys, here natural join. So what is natural join means? Okay, basically natural join is also one type of join here, but unfortunately, guys, here in our SQL server, this natural join is not supported. So SQL server not support or not supporting natural join, but Oracle database supported. Oracle database is supported. So Oracle is supporting natural join, okay, but SQL Server is not supporting natural join, okay. But what is natural join, sir? Means the natural join, okay, purpose is what now? So when you want to join, okay, the tables, when you want to join two tables or more than two tables, whatever it is, okay, in those tables, if any duplicate columns are there, so those duplicate columns are eliminating by natural join. Okay. So when I'm using natural join in my queries, okay, to join two or more than two tables data, at the time of joining level, if any duplicate columns are there, if any repetition of columns are there, then those repetition columns will be eliminating by your natural join. Okay, so but that unfortunately that was not supported in our SQL Server, but supporting in our Oracle. So let me see practically. I will show you. Okay, so SQL Server supported or not, and Oracle. Suppose first I will show you Oracle. So here I'm using, guys, here Oracle database. Okay, now. So here SQL plus editor I'm using. So let me see and observe, guys. Okay, so we are connecting here. Observe, we are connecting Oracle database here. We connected and we set some properties. That's what it is. And finally, come back to your tables. Okay, the table name is like course. The course table is not there. First, I want to check out the tab list. Okay. Oh. So in this database, I have it or not check out. Your student is table is there and course is also there. Okay, fine. So you observe guys here. So in my Oracle is also we have a student and course tables, and these are the some information we have. Suppose in between these two tables, if I use a natural join, what it was happen first you observe. But before I want to show you natural join, first we should go for equi join. I was applied here. So what it was happening, you can see. Select a star from student, yes. So inner join course C, okay, on s dot cid is equals to c dot cid. I'm expecting. So when I'm executing inner or equi join, can you see guys here, if you have whatever the duplicate columns are there, the duplicate columns are here repeated here. The duplicate columns are repeated here. Okay, that means along with your duplicate columns, it was showing our information. That is equi or inner join. But on the same tables, when I'm using natural join, what it was happening, you can see student S, I'm passing here natural join and the course C, that's it. And your natural join, one more advantage is what now? The condition, whatever we written by user, the same condition internally written by Oracle. So Oracle, okay, your Oracle database server is preparing here joining condition. So that's why explicitly user no need to give any condition here for the natural join. Okay, so once you are observed, but condition is written by who? Oracle server. That means internally your Oracle will take responsibility to prepare the join condition for natural join. Okay, now right, but explicitly not allowed. So now I'm using to execute. So inner join output you can see, okay, and here the two duplicate, the same column is repeated, CID. Okay, now. So, but here what happened, you can see CID is showing only one time. There is no duplicate columns. But here I'm not using, here also I'm using same star, and here also I'm using same star. But what happened guys here? Here duplicate columns are, okay, displaying in my result, but here no duplicate, only one time the value or column will be repeated. Okay, now, so this is what it was happening. This is a natural joiner supporting in Oracle to eliminating duplicate column. So your duplicate columns are eliminated here. This is supported in Oracle. But the same thing guys here, suppose I just go to copy this one, copy the statement as it is, come to in our SQL server. When I'm passing in SQL server, the same as it is statement, I'm not changing anything here. And to executing the statement, what it was happening, you can see. So it was showing, okay, error, and it's clearly saying that incorrect syntax near natural. So here, natural statement is not supported in our SQL server. Okay, now, so that means what you say, natural join is not supporting in SQL server, but supported Oracle database. If anybody asks your interview panel, so this statement should be tell them. Okay, right. And the next and very, very important join guys here, the most important join for your interviews purpose also, like a self join. So remaining joins, maybe they're asking or not, okay, that is a none of the matter. But the mostly, when you go to interviews, database interviews, the most of the people, they're asking many questions from self join. Because why, sir, they will be focused on self join means self join is a very complicated join, first thing. Because in this all joins, what we did, simply one table data comparing with another table by writing of some conditions, and each and every row comparing, and wherever the condition true, the true conditional rows are joined and retrieval. So that is somewhat easy for the people. They can easily understand these things. And they can easily write also the statements, because here we have two tables and two tables data comparing to each other as per given condition, and the condition where it is true, the true condition rows are joins and retrieval on your application or on your editor, whatever it is. Okay, now, so that's why these are is a normally the people will be lighter, but come to self join is very important. For interview levels, I'm telling. Okay, now for interview levels, this is very, very important join for interview level. And because of reason, this join is somewhat complications and to understanding. So why, sir? Why does must okay? Why we can say it is a complicated means, sir? You can understand. Now I will explain to you. I will show you examples. Then automatically you can understand that. Okay, now right. So self join is an important okay join here for your interview levels whenever you want to go for interview, especially in joins topic. So more focus on the two joins in this. First one, inner and equi join and self join. These two are very important joins for your interview levels, and these are maybe may not be okay now, but more focus inner is nothing but equi and self. Okay, for interview level. And now come back here. So now come to your self join. So why self join is very complicated join? Why the people cannot understand properly means the reason is what now? Here observe. Previously all joins whatever we discussed, guys. Okay, previously all joins are there, and those all joins are okay. Now what it was happen? We are comparing like this. Like for example, student table data we are comparing with the course. EMP table data we are compare with the DEPT. EMP table data we compare with the SAL grade. Next, items 1 table data is comparing with the items 2 table. Test 1 table data we are comparing with the test number 2. So like this, the previous all joins are, if you carefully identify, one table data we compared with the another table. So that means the previous all joins are working on two tables, and that is a minimum two tables should be needed to implement the equi join, to implement a non-equi join, to implement outer joins, to implement a cross join. Yes or no? So these are all required to implementation purpose. Minimum two table is needed, and two tables are required. Okay, now. So that is what the previous joins we discussed. If you see all examples also, two tables data we compared. So like student, these are whatever we discussed as of now: student, course, EMP, DPT, EMP, SAL, items, one item, test one, test two. So one table data is compared with the another. So in these cases, what it was happen, user can easily understand, because comparison is very easy. Yes or no? There are two people are there. The two people between I need to compare means very easy to compare. I don't have any complications. Okay, now. So who is the tall? Who is the short? Who is the thin? Who is the fat? So that's very easy because two different objects. When we have it two different objects, in between those objects, comparison is very easy to compare it. Okay, now. So that's why the previous joins also very easily can understand one table, one column is comparing with another table, another column. Okay, now. So like this, we compare like this with this different combinations. We are comparing. Fine. But whereas come to self join, guys, it's not like that. Self join is not like that. Okay, I can use on multiple tables. Okay, self join is not working on multiple tables. First point, remember. Then self join, how it was working, sir, means, first point is self join is always work on a single table only. This is the confusion is occur. See, when we have two tables, then comparison we knows how to compare. But the problem is what now? Self join is not working on two tables. It is working on a single table only. So here the problem is created. Okay, now. So then how, sir? How means here? The reason is simple. Here, what is the mean by self? Come on, guys. What is the mean by self? Self means what? Come on. Yeah, self means what now, guys? See, self means are you depending on others or else are you depending on yourself? Come on, guys. Are you depending on others or are you depending on yourself? Yes. So self is nothing but myself. I want to depend on myself, but I don't want to depend on any other person. If you're depending on other person, that is called a dependency. That means you're depending on someone. Yes or no? That is a dependency. But self means what now? I don't want to depend on others. I want to depend on myself. Okay now. So in the name only there's self join. That means self means single table, individuality, one table. So a table data comparing by itself. Okay now. Previous joins what happened? One table data comparing with the another table data. That was happening. Student data comparing with the course data, employee data comparing with the department's data. Okay now. So like this, one table to another table comparisons are happening. But a self join, so myself I want to join. Okay now. I don't want to join with the others. I don't want to join with the others. I want to join with the myself. Is called as a self join. So that's why the self join definition also the people will be given like this. Okay now. So joining a table by itself, okay, is called as self join. Okay, joining a table by itself is called as self join. Otherwise, some people, okay, in another way also we can define. Okay, comparing 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 a table data by itself, okay, is called as is called as is called as self join. Okay, comparing a table data by itself is called as self join. So here either joining a table by itself or comparing data by itself. So but any case here I'm using only single table only. So that is very important point. But you people have a doubt, sir, how to compare a table by itself? Because table with another table, is it okay? It's a fine. I can compare it because two tables are there. Comparison is easy. So that can possible. But sir, how I want to compare a table data by itself? Okay now. So that means myself I want to compare. I don't want to compare with others. Okay now. I want to compare with myself only. Then how we can compare? Any logic is there, guys? Suppose you want to compare yourself. What is the logic? Is there any logic is there? Do you have any logic? Ah, so ourselves we want to create a joy and compare means what you want to do. Okay, then you have to stand in front of mirror. When you stand in front of mirror, what it was happen, guys? When you stand in front of mirror, what it was happen? What happened? Yes, when you stand in front of mirror, our image will be reflected. Yes or no? Our image will be reflected now. Yes. So whatever the mirror image is there, can I say mirror image is a virtual image or physical image? Mirror image is a virtual or physical? Virtual image. So that means when I want to compare with myself, then I need a support. What I need to support here? virtual object is required, and that object also myself only. So my physical object, I want to compare with my virtual object. Okay, now. So when you creating one duplicate object on you, then you can comparison is possible. Okay, now. So that is simple. Your understanding purpose. I'm telling that. Okay. So here also self join. That means single table. A single table by itself it will be compared. That means what I want to create here. When a single table comparing by itself, what I want to create here? Come on, guys. As of now, we discuss. Yes, virtual tables are create. Virtual tables are create here. Yes or no? Then how we can create a virtual tables? How we can create a virtual tables means yes, by using of alias names. By using of alias names. By using of alias names. Okay, so that means how I can do. So when we use self should we should create alias names. We should create alias names on a table. Okay, now we should create alias names on a table. But once I created alias name on table, what happening, sir, internally means here observe. So once we created alias name on a table, okay, internally system is preparing virtual table on each alias name, virtual table on each alias name. Okay, now, so what it was happen once we created alias name on a table, internal system is preparing virtual tables are created. Virtual tables are created by system is alias. Okay, now. So what I'm saying guys here, so once you created alias name on a table, internally system is preparing virtual table on each alias name. So what is the mean by each alias name is, let you see. For example, EMP is my table name. On my table name, I created E1, and EMP same table, I'm creating one more alias E2, and same table, I'm creating one more alias E3. So now tell me guys here, on same table, how many aliases I created? So 3 aliases are we created. Yes or no? E1, E2, E3. Then what happening, sir? Means on each alias name, one virtual table is prepared. Okay, for example, E1. On the name of E1, one virtual copy prepared by your system internally. So next, E2. On the name of E2, one more virtual copy prepared by system. Next, E3. So on the name of E3, one more virtual copy prepared by system. So, but these all aliases belongs to same table, EMP, same table. So on same table, how many Xerox copies I created, guys? On same table, how many Xerox copies I created? Xerox. Yeah, 3 Xerox copies I created. on the same table. On EMP table, I created 3 virtual tables, E1, E2, E3. Okay now. So to understand this example, for example, let me see. Suppose one person is standing around, okay, or in between mirrors, guys here. So this person around some mirrors are there. This is one mirror. This is one mirror. And this is one mirror. And this is one mirror. Okay, now? So this is called as a mirror number 1. This is called as a mirror number 2. This is called as a mirror number 3. And this is called as a mirror number 4. Okay, now? So that means around him, how many mirrors are there? Around him, how many mirrors? 4 mirrors. So he's around 4 mirrors are there, means his image will be reflected into 4 virtuals now. So here it is reflected. In this mirror also reflected. Okay, now? In this mirror also reflected. Okay, and in this mirror also reflected. Okay, but here only one person, the one person's surrounding 4 mirrors are there. That means that this person image will be reflected how many times? 4 times. Same logic here also. My EMP is a table. On this EMP table, how many aliases? E1, E2, E3. So 3 aliases. Then 3 Xerox copies are created. So how you can say this logic if you understand now? Same as this logic. Same as this logic. Okay. So this is what? Understand now? So that is what it was happened. Okay now. So this is main table. On this EMP main table, we are creating aliases. Okay. So that is what. So like this, we need to create a alias names. And when you create an alias name on your main table is what? EMP table. EMP table is a main table. On main table, then virtuals are created internally. Okay, so like this, guys, here you can, that means we can create any number of alias names, okay, on a single table. Okay, now, so like this, we can create any number of alias names on a single table. Your wish, hundreds of aliases you can create, nothing problem. Okay, on a single table. Now, but the situation is what I said, but each alias name, should be different. Okay, alias name should be different. Different means what now? Different names I have to create. See, I'm creating E1, E2, E3. Can you tell me the different alias names now? Yes. So this is possible, but you can't create like this E2 because already on the EMP table, E2 already we created, and the same name are you creating again? Same name are you creating again? Then what happened, guys? Here, this is called a duplicate alias names. This is called a duplicate alias names. Okay, now, so the duplicate alias names are not allowed here. The duplicate alias names are not allowed here. Okay, now, so you can create any number of aliases, but every alias name should be different name. Okay, so now don't take a duplicate. So compulsory different names only accepted. Okay, now, so this is what now the self-join definition, guys, here. This is called a self-join definition. Okay, now, right. But where I can use this self-join, sir? In which kind of situations? Okay, now these are also very important in your interview. The people are asking, in which situations we can use self-join? Okay, on your database table. Okay, in which situations we can use self-join on your table? So this kind of questions also coming to you. Okay, there you can say there are 2 situations are there. In that case one, the first case, situation number one, comparing a single column, a single column values by itself, see careful observe, by itself within the table. Okay now, so comparing a single column values by itself, a single column values by itself within the table. So that is one situation your self can be used. And the second case, situation number two, case number two. So comparing, okay now, comparing two different columns values to each other within the table. Okay now the two situations observe. So when we want to use self join, means there are two cases we can use self join mechanism. One is we called as a comparing a single column values by itself within the table, not other table. Remember, within the same table, within the table only. There you can use self. Otherwise, the two different columns values, okay, comparing to each other within the table only, again, not other table, within the table. So there also self join can be useful. So these are the two cases, situations where we want to use self mechanism. Okay now, right. So now the practical I will show you, don't worry. Okay now, right. So first I will show you examples on case one. Okay, and later I will show you examples on case two. Then you will get some idea. But examples also carefully focus on it, because some little bit confusion is there. Okay, so that's why I'm going to take in, okay, slowly explaining to you. Don't worry. So case one and case two without any confusion. Okay, now, but focus it at the time of explanation. Okay, now, right. So this is what now, guys, here complete self joiner, the definition and how it is implemented and what are the cases. But here one point is very highlighted here. What now? Self join can be implemented with the help of alias names. It's a very important. Suppose if anybody asks you, okay, if anybody asks you, without alias names, can I implement self join? If anybody asks you, so what you say, guys? You say yes or no? You say no, never, impossible. Without alias names, I can't implement a self mechanism. Okay, with the help of aliases only possible, otherwise never impossible. Okay, that question also keep it. So like this 3 to 4 questions already we discussed, right? So these are what is self importance. Okay, right, guys? But these examples, case one and case two, these examples I will show you in the next class. Okay, now, but guys, here tomorrow there is no class for you. Okay, now, so I'm on leave tomorrow. So your class on Monday. Okay, now your class on Monday. So tomorrow there is no classes, and Sunday no classes as usual. So Saturday, Sunday no. Okay, and come on Monday session. Okay, I will interact with you on Monday session. Okay, now, right? Yes. Thank you so much.